funding for culture, or lack thereof, facilities and training for the arts. Hosted by Creole Cultural Ambassador Prince Wadix and sponsored by Digicel. Creole Headbit will also be live on DBS Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. The illustrious Dominican celebrities Sobers Esprit and Anita Booney will take the spotlight on the #1 cultural show in the Caribbean, Creole Headbit. This Wednesday, February 5th, 11 a.m. on DBS Radio. Creole Headbit, a front row seat into the culture of Dominica.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
Good morning. In the headlines, the Dominica Youth Business Trust set to honor individuals who have played a major role in fostering youth entrepreneurship and business development. St. Lucia establishes task forces to monitor U.S. policy changes, and Donald Trump wants U.S. to take over Gaza and own it long-term with Palestinians resettled. The details in a moment.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Velvocrete shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add Mellow Cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank, 420 pound propane tank, 100 pound LPG cylinder, Petro Caribe, 20 pound fiberglass cylinder, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
DBS News.
Thank you for joining us. I am Ivona John Baptist Luque. First off on the news this morning, as part of activities for its 20th anniversary, the Dominica Youth Business Trust will honor the individuals who have played a vital role in fostering youth entrepreneurship and business development in Dominica. DYBT will host an awards ceremony this evening in recognition of the contributions of past entrepreneurs, trustees, facilitators, partners, and mentors. Coordinator of the Dominica Youth Business Trust is Philip Roll.
The Dominica Youth Business Trust will celebrate its 20th anniversary with a grand award ceremony to recognize and honor outstanding contributors to youth entrepreneurship in Dominica. The event will take place on Wednesday, the 5th of February 2025 at the State House Conference Room from 6 p.m. and will highlight the significant impact DYBT has had on fostering innovation, business development, and economic empowerment over the last 2 decades. The ceremony will feature 31 awardees, including persistent entrepreneurs, loyal facilitators, dedicated trustees, and special awardees who have played a vital role in supporting the growth of young entrepreneurs in Dominica. The event will also acknowledge the contributions of DYBT donors and strategic partners whose financial and technical support has been crucial to many of DYBT's successful initiatives. This milestone celebration will not only recognize past achievements but also reinforce the vision for the future, empowering more young Dominicans to create and sustain thriving businesses, contributing to national development.
Coordinator of the Dominica Youth Business Trust, DYBT, Philip Rule. In more news this morning, a former Justice of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and acting High Court Judge in St. Vincent remembers the late Evelina Evo Baptist as fair and fearless in carrying out her duties. Gertel Tom made the remarks during a special sitting of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court yesterday in memory of former Director of Public Prosecutions Evelina Baptist, who will be laid to rest this afternoon.
Eva was a very hard-working person. She was very organized. I recall when James was introduced into the court system, Eva ensured that the High Court Registry in Dominica was one of the most efficient registries in the region. Eva ensured that the staff were all trained in the use of James, including the bailiffs. As a director of public prosecutions, Eva understood her role as a minister of justice and her duty to the court. She was always prepared and ready to present her cases. She was fair and fearless. Her integrity was beyond reproach. I've had the opportunity of participating with Evo at several conferences. Evo always represented Dominica's interests succinctly and with clarity. Evo made friends, and Evo was always very good at maintaining friendships. Evo's warmth, kindness, compassion, her friendship will be cherished by all those who knew her. And Evo's memory will live on in all of us who have experienced her love. It is tempting to say Evo has gone too soon. But when I looked at Evo's bio and the wide variety of activities that Evo participated in, I'm satisfied that Evo lived a full life, the Dominica life.
Former Justice of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Gertel Tom. Meantime, Her Ladyship Justice Charmaine Pemberton of the Trinidad Court of Appeal says the late Evelina Baptist served the court with distinction.
Eva was innovative, introducing color codes for filings. She was adventurous. Nothing stopped that mind from working out solutions to issues that others thought were insurmountable. Eva had grand plans for increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of her registry. She whipped everyone into shape, and the thing is, you did not even feel you were being whipped at all. It seemed so sensible, logical, but pleasant. Eva was the quintessential officer in charge, dependable, honest, kind, compassionate, empathetic, motherly, sisterly, a shoulder to lean on, and an ear to speak to, but firm and no nonsense, and many of you will support me on that. When I served in Dominica, that would be from 2000 until 2003, I must add that because of Evo, it became one of my treasured jurisdictions. Evo ensured that I had a comfortable, happy, safe, yet productive time. She chose my team with insight. My files were always in order at all sittings, orders done up and executed. And for any judicial officer, you know what a boon that is. We worked hard, and there is no pretense in my saying that this registry ranked as one of the best run registries in the region.
Her Ladyship Justice Charmaine Pemberton of the Trinidad Court of Appeal. Former resident High Court Judge Victoria Charles Clark knew the late Evelina Baptist.
My next encounter with Ms. Baptist was when I became judge of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in September 2016, and was assigned to the Commonwealth of Dominica. She warmly welcomed me upon my arrival. Although we shared a prior friendship, she was very professional in her approach and appearances before me. Our prior friendship never created a conflict. We did have differences of opinion as we both sought to carry out our respective roles and responsibilities of our offices. I particularly remember the Herculean efforts she made after the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria, which demolished the court premises and her own office. Her efforts, along with her team, to reconstruct files and get cases ready for trial again under the most difficult conditions were nothing but commendable. Despite the many challenges she faced, she never gave up in the face of adversity. She was always willing to embrace changes that would improve the administration of justice. She will be remembered for her tenacity, her commitment, and dedication to public service, her industry, and leadership in the various positions she held.
Former resident High Court Judge in Dominica, Justice Victoria Charles Clark, former Justice of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and acting High Court Judge in Dominica, Justice Davidson Baptist, is the brother of the late Evelina Baptist.
And she performed her duties, her role, and her functions commendably. Evo was well liked, I must say. She was very friendly and took her work quite seriously in all spheres. As children, we read. Evo was an avid reader. She liked music. She loved music. She was very artistic. She painted. Evo's interest was not limited to the law. She became a calypso judge, was involved in other kindred carnival activities. In becoming a calypso judge, she seemed to have been following the tradition of her father, who had judged calypso for probably 40 years before he retired. Evo was always a very focused individual, always focused on her development and work. She was the ultimate family person. She loved her family.
Former Justice of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and acting High Court Judge in Dominica, Davidson Baptist, the brother of the late Evelina Baptist. Ms. Baptist served the court extensively as State Attorney, Registrar of the High Court, Acting Chief Registrar, Magistrate, Chief Magistrate, and Director of Public Prosecutions. Yesterday's special sitting of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court was conducted by Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Justice Mario Mitchell. Evelina Baptist will be laid to rest this afternoon. The Dominica Cancer Society says the high number of young individuals being diagnosed with cancer in Dominica is cause for concern. President of the Dominica Cancer Society, Yvonne Alexander, is also revealing that in many instances, these individuals are being diagnosed with an advanced stage of cancer. Alexander was a guest on DBS's Talking Point program on Tuesday. Dominica joined in the observance of World Cancer Day under the theme United by Unique.
We are seeing, and because we receive requests for financial assistance, we are seeing many more young individuals being diagnosed. So when I first became involved with the Dominica Cancer Society, many of us who were diagnosed were probably in our 50s, 60s and older. Now we are seeing 20-something-year-olds being diagnosed with breast cancer or other cancers, 30-something, 40-something. These individuals are young. This would not be the demographics that we would be saying to get screened for breast cancer. In your 20s and 30s, you're not thinking breast cancer, but this is what we are now seeing. So this is becoming a challenge because for many of us, it's how do you deal with these young people? My personal cancer story is completely different from someone who is in their 20s or 30s. Completely different. And among the concerns and the major concerns is even while we are seeing the younger age groups, we are also seeing some of these younger age groups being diagnosed with advanced stages of cancer.
President of the Dominica Cancer Society, Yvonne Alexander. Close to $1 million has been disbursed to assist business owners in becoming fully digital. The funding was awarded under the Digital Innovation Grants Program. Project Manager for the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, Dr. Jermaine Japere, says 79 individuals benefited from the grant.
So last year, under the Digital Innovation Grant Program, we gave or distributed $927,929.55 EC to 79 applicants. So as a result of this, 79 individuals were able to digitize their business processes, purchase digital equipment, and basically move their manual business to a digital business. And we have been monitoring, and so far, they are pretty much been using the funds to get the required equipment and support that they need in their digitization process.
Project Manager for the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, Dr. Jermaine Japere. The St. Lucia government has launched 2 task forces to assess the impact of recent U.S. policy changes, including new tariffs and immigration enforcement measures, which could have significant economic and social implications for St. Lucia. Prime Minister Philippe Japere said in a statement that he has directed the Ministry of Commerce to form a special task force to examine the ramifications of the newly imposed tariffs. The task force will engage key stakeholders to evaluate the impact on trade, local businesses, and consumers. At the same time, the Ministry of Home Affairs will lead a separate task force focused on addressing the deportation of St. Lucian nationals from the United States. Prime Minister Japere acknowledged that several U.S.-funded programs are currently on hold. And U.S. President Donald Trump says he wants the U.S. to take over Gaza, take a long-term ownership position, and turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. At a White House news conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he says the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip and they will do a job with it too. They will own it. He says Palestinians could be resettled away from Gaza in areas where the leaders currently say no. Jordan and Egypt reject the idea of Palestinians being resettled, while the Palestinian ambassador to the UN says their homeland is their homeland. That's news. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
The range of Kin juices are 100% natural with no added sugar. Kin offers a range of refreshing juices which are enriched with vitamin C and no added preservatives. Delight yourself in one of Kin's nectars or treat your little ones with a Kinita box drink at a refreshingly low price today. Kin, the juice in our lives. Sold at major supermarkets island-wide. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Petro Caribe. Installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth. Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Log on or sign up for Mobanking to bank online anywhere at any time. Visit nbdominica.com for more details and follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
So how should I pay you?
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the Morning Sports Reports. Dominica's top cyclist Kohav Baron will be looking to defend his title this weekend as he represents Dominica in the Tour de Grand Bahamas. The Tour de Grand Bahamas. President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles, is expecting another strong showing from Kohav Baron.
That is scheduled for the 8th and the 9th of February 2025. And it is really a two-stage race. Of course, we are happy to announce that Mr. Kohav Baron, our national champion, who is actually the last year's winner, will be participating in the two-stage race in Bahamas. And we are really, really excited about this. He is carded, and he and his coach, they are carded to leave the state on about the 5th and to participate in this race. People are going to come across the region from Jamaica, Trinidad, and all over to participate in this event, including the OECS countries to a certain extent. And so we're excited about this. In terms of the mileage, we're looking at about 80 miles for day 2, and day 1 will be a little bit shorter than that. So we're looking forward to this, and this is really good for us. Our season starts in March 2025. That is the 16th of March, and we continue to go alongside the aims and objectives of the Cycling Association.
President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles. Winwood Islands Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters is hoping his team can put the setbacks from the first match behind them and get ready to face Trinidad as the Regional 40 tournament continues today. The Volcanoes will meet the Red Force in a day-night match starting from 1 this afternoon in St. Vincent. The Volcanoes are coming off a heavy defeat against Jamaica in their first match. Peters said the mood in the camp is good.
Yeah, I am very satisfied. We had a chance to have a hit not under the light, but when the twinkling of the sunlight. And then we also had some feeling under the lights, and the energy by the players was fantastic. And the intent behind the training, I'm very much satisfied. Despite the loss that we encountered against Jamaica, the spirit in the team is still pretty good. So that is very encouraging as a playing group.
How challenging of a battle do you expect from a Trinidad and Tobago Red Force team?
Well, first of all, honesty is important. And all of our players who played in that game put their hand up and said that we were not at our best and we could have done better. So you saw the intent and you saw the encouraging signs in training where we are trying not to make a repeat. The confidence for Trinidad, no doubt, will be very high. This is their second pink ball game, so they have a bit of experience using the pink ball, and after coming off such a massive win, and we are trying to recuperate, I think their confidence will be high. So we are basically, you will say, underdogs, but when you're underdogs, you tend to do much better because you don't take a lot of things for granted. You be a bit more focused, and I believe the loss is the wake-up call that we needed to remind ourselves that the competition is on its way, and we have to be on the mark from ball one.
And that was Windward Islands Volcanoes head coach Kenroy Peters. The Volcanoes team, which will be led by Sudi Lambris, Red Stephen Pascal, vice captain, Gian Benjamin, Karen Kotoy, Daryl Cyrus, Shadrach Descartes, John L. Eugene, Kamal Hamilton, Kavem Hodge, Lee John, Dorius Martin, Jeremy Soluzano, and Gilon Tyson. Other matches today: defending champions Guyana will play the combined campuses and colleges team from 10 a.m. in Guyana. The Leewards will play Jamaica at 10 a.m. in Antigua, and Barbados will play the West Indies Academy in a day-night match in Barbados starting from 1 p.m. Just before we continue with the morning sports report, we are just getting word that there's a situation in Canefield, and we understood that police and emergency officials are responding to an incident near the Canefield airport. The information details really are sketchy. It could be a hit and run. No, of course, we're not sure if that's the case as yet, but we are understanding as well that there is a body of someone on the road. We'll bring you more details as soon as it becomes available. Of course, commuters traversing that part of the island on the E.O. Libla Highway, of course, should expect traffic delays. Back to cricket news. A 9-wicket haul for Windward Islands youth player Jelani Joseph piloted their academic school of learning to a big win over the Northeast Comprehensive School as the Sports Division Under-20 Cricket Championship continued at the Londonderry playing field on Tuesday. Northeast Comprehensive were bowled out for 54 batting first. Nian Davis got 12, Kenan Paris 10. Bowling for academics, Jelani Joseph took 5 for 19 in 4.5 overs. Joel Dura 2 for 8 in 5 overs. Academics in reply declared on 57 for 4. Luvio Charles got 23. Bowling for Northeast Comprehensive School, Kenan Paris took 2 for 17 in 3 overs. Northeast Comprehensive batting again were all out for 46. Kellen Christmas got 30. Bowling for academics, Joel Dura picked up 5 for 28 and Jelani Joseph 4 for 14. Academics got 47 for 1 to win by 9 wickets. Darren Tuse got 29 not out. Meantime, over at the Benjamin Park, Vince Daru bowled one of the best spells in the history of the tournament to lead the Castlebrook Secondary School to first innings points over the Portsmouth Secondary School. Castlebrook Secondary School made 116 all out batting first. Asino Fontaine top scored with 73. Michael Paul picked up 4 for 28 for the PSS. Portsmouth in reply had no answer for Vince Daru as he picked up 6 wickets for just 3 runs as the PSS were bowled out for 45. Kester Lestrade took 2 for 13. Castlebrook Secondary School batting a second time declared on 20 for 2. Chasing 91 to win the match, PSS could only reach 31 for 5 at stumps. Asino Fontaine took 2 for 3. The match ended in a draw with Castlebrook Secondary School taking first innings points. And in schools volleyball on Tuesday, Wesley High School beat the Orion Academy in straight sets. The final scores 25-12, 25-23, and 25-23. And the Dominica State College beat the Convent High School B team in straight sets 25-11, 25-21, 25-12. Games continue this afternoon with 2 games at the Convent High School grounds. Game 1 at 2 p.m., DGS versus Northeast Comprehensive School in the women's division, and at 3:30 p.m., DGS will play the Northeast Comprehensive in the men's division. Former Winner Islands Volcanoes assistant coach Dominica's Phoenix Thomas is hoping the new Cricket West Indies scouting system will help address some of the challenges affecting emerging talent in the region. Thomas has been appointed a scout in the regional program to work alongside senior talent managers and territorial talent identifiers to comprehensively assess emerging cricketing prospects. The scouting system is part of Cricket West Indies' revamped process for selection to the West Indies teams.
As you say, it's a new role. It's a new initiative by the board where, as you may know, there are no longer selectors per se, as we used to have in the past. What I think it is, it's something to embrace potential persons that the board would have recognized can identify the talent that the regional team needs, and it's not only for the men, it goes through to the women as well, that potential people that they've recognized. Obviously somebody would have recommended me as a potential talent ID, as they call it. So the role is basically one where you follow the first class championships, especially the games that are being played in your area, where you could go person to person and see what is going on, and analyze the conditions, the guys' performances, and how the guys did based on in situations. Because as you know, cricket entails a lot of things where that determines people's performances. So these things would be under our watch, where we pay attention to them and we report to a senior talent ID person that would then report to the coach as to what we've seen and what we've recommended.
CWI scout Phoenix Thomas. Organizers of the inaugural DA Next Level Sports Corporate Futsal Tournament are rating the event a major success. The competition ended on the weekend with Detroit Tires Inc. beating Petrocaribe in the finals. One of the tournament organizers, Jerry Williams, says the competition met its objectives. He says they were encouraged by the excitement the competition generated.
We are thrilled with the energy and enthusiasm that all the teams, all the companies brought to this inaugural event. The passion, the competitiveness, the display on the court, the fans' engagement, the sponsors, the referees, the medics, everybody buy into what we basically brought to them. And, you know, it was a success in our eyes. There are things that we need to work on, but definitely being the first, it was really a success. We want to take the opportunity to congratulate Detroit Tires for their incredible performance and all the team for making this tournament a resounding success. I just want to say the basis of organizing this, as we know, the beginning of each year, companies look to do conferences, workshop, motivational sessions to get their workers, their brand together. And we felt that doing a corporate futsal tournament would help in that. Put the workers in a different environment. A young man you may see you're working with may be very quiet, but then, you know, being in that environment, you see his skill set, you see his excitement, you see his passion. And so it assists in helping co-workers to build that bond, to build that friendship.
Jerry Williams, DA Next Level Sports Management. And finally, one of the hosts of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast Cricket Show, Marshall St. Patrick Hewitt, feels that Kavem Hodge could be under pressure to keep his position on the West Indies Test team under the reins of the new coach Darren Sammy. His comments following Hodge's disappointing series in Pakistan. Hodge, like all of the batsmen, struggled in the Pakistan series, but St. Patrick Hewitt feels that if Hodge does not have a good regional four-day tournament, he could be under pressure, with it being rumored that Coach Sammy could be looking to bring in some of the white ball specialists to the team.
So Kavem Hodge,
40 runs in 4 innings, highest score of 21. I think that 21 came in the first innings of the second test. Kavem Hodge will be disappointed. He should be. He should be rightly disappointed with his output in the test match. Let me just see his scores again. So he scored 4 and duck in the first test and then 21 and 15 in the second test. Kavem will be disappointed with his output. And I think he'll go in. Well, again, we don't know. I was about to say, he'll go into the Australia tests under a bit of pressure. But for all we know, Sammy's not